Hello everyone, it's Peter. In this class, we will talk about the serverless application. Serverless means there's no server. It still provides REST API, but there's no server. Not like our EMP services, we have to deploy it on ECS and with Tomcat server or Apache server launched, right? But this serverless application has no server. So all the backend will be using Lambda. So this is another usage of Lambda. So in the previous course, we already talked about Lambda. It can be triggered by S3 event or triggered by any other like step functions, and then it can process files. And this basically is a core Java process. But the Lambda can also be it can also be integrated with the serverless application, or in other words, it's the API gateway, and with the RESTful services. Okay, so now first we have to create this Lambda function. So let's go to this way. I'd like to use the hello Lambda. Hello Lambda. This is a basic one. So because we don't have to be triggered by any AWS resources like S3 event or SQS or any other resources. So this is a customized input and output. So I will use this Lambda. In REST API, we can have a get, post, put, delete. If you check about the EMP services, if you check about EMP services controller, so there are different payload, right? For read, for write, for update, for delete. They all have different payload, and they may have different request payload and response. So I want to move them as one. So if you want to create different Lambda functions, that's fine. So for example, like get, put, post, delete, you should create 4 different Lambda functions. And then you create an API gateway, and you call different functions for different REST services. That's good. That's also a good design. So in our case, I want to make things simple. I use one Lambda function, and then to cover different cases. So I need to give a uniform request payload. So let's talk about this one. So here we have hello request. So here I add an enum type called operator, enum operator. So the operator can have all get, post, put, delete. Okay. So I will add this operator in the hello request. So I know this is a get request or post request or put request or delete request. Or all is to get all the records. Okay, I just use all. And then because the input is a string, I need to convert a string to an operator. So I need to provide a method called, this is a static method called get operator. Get operator. Input is a string. Okay. So in this one, I can say operator is equal to OP equal to null. So here I can add some more knowledge about the enum type. Enum type, you can add method in the enum type. Okay. And then you can let's say for loop. Okay. For operator with values. Values is to go through the operators. If string utils equals ignore case, right? Ignore case with the operator dot name, and then the second one is input. So it could be in a lowercase. So I just compare with them. If it's the same, then op equal to operator. Then return op. This is operator. To make sure this one is correct, so we can make in the resource we can add a test case. New package. And the model. Oh, sorry, not here. Yeah, using the test Java. Okay. New package on the AWS Lambda model. Let's new a class called operator test. Operator test. Okay. That's a test case. Test. Okay. So let's say assertions dot assert equals. Let's say operator dot get. So this one is operator dot get operator. Let's say is small value of get. If one is correct, then it's correct. So this is get. Let's say unit test. Okay, that's good. So just make sure this one can work properly, and just assert now. Assert now. Operators dot get. Copy this one. Let's run something else. Let's say ABC. This is not matching any operator. Then okay. So make sure this is working. So that's before we can go to the integrating to the final test. We have to make sure everything is correct. So now this is good. This is operator. So again, enum type is usually we just list some values, right? That's enum type, but we still can write some static function. You have to be static, right? Because you cannot create a new instance of enum type, so you have to be static. Now let's go to the hello request. So we have a name. So we have a private operator, operator. Okay. With this one, and then if it's search by name, that's a name. If it's search by if it's a post request, it will input a person, right? You input a person. So payload is a person. I just use everything use a very simple case. So let's create new class person. So this person has only two fields, name, age. I don't want to connect to the real database. I just use a dummy one because my focus is on the request. Okay. This is person. Name and age, so I can have two string method. So for log purpose, and I can create some dummy persons at the beginning, so I add a constructor. Let's use the empty constructor, and I add a constructor, string name, string age. This is just for testing purpose. Usually we don't need that. Now, this is not age. No, this is int. Okay. So that's a person. So this is in the hello request. We can add another person as a payload. Person. Okay. So let's add get and setters. Let's source get string method. Okay. Now this is hello request. So then for backend, I just use a dot. Okay. Let's create it. Package. Lambda dot new class, let's say person dot. So because this is core Java, I use a singleton pattern, private static person person down instance. Okay, then we have private person down, and then I have the static method person down get instance. No, new person down. Then I return instance. Okay. So this is the basic one, and then inside this person down, I will initialize a map. A map is a name mapped to the person. Okay. Person. This is data. Now, so I don't really connect to database. I don't want to write so much code. I just give an example of the REST service with the Lambda function. So then I have a init method. That's called the initial method. Private void init. And we have some review of some functions in the advanced Java programming. So this is quite easy. So let's first create a person list. New person. Oh, sorry. New array list. No. I add something. Add a new person. Add Alice. So let's start adding some records. Okay. Now next I will go to the data part. Data equals to list.stream. Let's use stream.map. Right. The first one, the name is person get the name. Okay, that's name, and then p goes to the p person itself. Not this one. Dot to stream dot map collector dot to map. It's to map. That's person get name. So this one is p goes to the p. That's a person. So this is a map. Collectors. How to write? So it should be this is collect. Okay, collectors to map. Okay. Yeah, it's collect. So this is using stream. Let's have a review. So next, let's provide some method. So we can save a person. So public void. Let's save a person. So this is list is data dot put, right? Person dot get name. This is person. Right? Okay. And then we can update the person. Say update. I also input the person. So I just put it's the same. Update and save is the same. So I just put the new person with the name and the person. So I don't need to have update. I don't have update. So because the map, the new record will override the whole record if they have the same name. Okay. And then I need to find the person. I need to find the person. Find by name. I input the name. Okay. So then I will return map dot get name, right? It could be not. That's fine. That's where I find the person. Then next, let's say I can delete a person. Delete a name. Let's give a name. So it's not a map. Sorry, it's data. So then I do the data dot delete. It's a map dot remove. Okay, remove name. That's it. That's the operation. So and then I need to have a get all public. I can get a list of person. Get all is return data dot values. That's the map of values is get all the values. Okay, and the value is a collection, so that's using the stream. The collect collectors dot to list. Yeah. So that's just one line. So I make everything simple. This is person dot. Okay. Now let's come back to the Lambda. Now we can work on the Lambda. This is hello function Lambda. Hello function handler. This is request. So this is input request, and then response. Oh, again I need to have a response. Model new class hello response. Okay. In this response, first I give a string like boolean successful. I assume everything is successful is always true. So if you want to add a message, like string message, then you can add a message, and then I can have a list of persons. Even you return one person, I still return a list of persons. I still return a list of persons. So this is person person list. So if you return one person, I will get a list of one person. Oh. Let's generate. Okay, I just want to give a uniform input and a uniform output. That's hello response. Okay. Now go to the handler. Now the request is hello request. The response is hello response. Okay. Is hello response. Okay. And now let's see the return part. So I can private hello response, build response. Let's do this one. Hello response equals to new hello response response dot set success equal to true. Let's return response. Let's build response. This one I just make no compile error. Now next, let's use a switch. Input dot get operator, right? This is input dot get operator. Wait. In this hello request, this operator should be a string. Okay, sorry. This should be a string. So I need to convert to operator. This is a string. So this is a string. This is a string. Okay, operator. Then so before that I need to get operator equals to let's say operator equals to operator dot get operator with input dot get operator. Okay, I convert the string to operator. Then I can go to this operator. So they are case all, case get, case post, case put, and case delete. Oh, this is all is this one. This all. Then I will first create a response. So let's first create a response. Hello response. Response equal to build response. The general response is always success. For the all, what I do is I will get response dot set person list. Right? So is this is a person dot get instance dot get all, then break. So everything is simple one. Oh, one more thing is that I will create new switch to new branch. I will say release dot 1.0. So this branch I will also commit to my Bitbucket. Get is response dot set person list. Then inside the person list we can use arrays dot s list. Since the get may get no person, so let's say person person equals to person dot get instance dot find by name. Let's input dot get name. Okay. So if person is not equal to null, then I use response dot set person list. I use arrays dot s list person. Yeah. Else, if person is equal to null, then it cannot be found. Then I will set the response dot set successful equal to false, and the response dot set message no record found. Just use this one, then break. Now this is get a little bit more complicated. Then post. Post is easy. So it's get instance dot save person. Then break. Sorry, not save person. So this will be the input get person. It's break. And the put is the same. Put is the same. And delete is then delete by name. So is input of get name. Break. Now finally I return the response. Okay, this is hello, still hello function. Let's make a test. Let's make a test locally. Okay. Run function here. Then let's talk about operator. Operator is let's say it's all. Currently I don't give a name. I just say all records. Let's invoke. Hello now. So that's again, that's the old function. Let's run it again. Invoke. Successful and person list. Name. So that's good. And then let's run again. Run another one if is get, and the name is let's say Bob. Okay, let's invoke. So this is Bob. Let's run it again. Run as this one. So if this is post, then we should have a person. Let's add a new person. Name, say Frank. Age is 81. Okay. Now I input another person. Let's invoke it. Successful is 2, right? Okay. I think this is pretty much at least local test, and I already uploaded the latest code to AWS. Now, next, I will move to AWS. Okay, so let's refresh it. Yeah, the hello function is uploaded 1 minute ago, so that's good. Let's go to the API gateway. API. So here we have built. We can build different API gateways. We can build HTTP API, a WebSocket. So our target is the REST API. We go to REST API. Let's build. Okay. Then see. Okay. So this is REST. We can build a new API. You can also import from Swagger. And so it just start with new API. API name is like be a person. Let's say API give a name, description, an example, and then others keep the same. The API create API. Okay. So now we go to this GUI, this interface. Now starting with the resource, the action is I will create a resource. The resource name, I just say, is person. Is person. Resource path, I can add, just create a resource here. This is a resource. And under resource, you can create another resource because I can have a sub like this one. I can have all. Okay. So, okay. The sub resource is like all. Let me say is let's say this is it cannot go through. Oh, so this resource path, let's say, is a name. My resource profile. Let's say profile name. Query source. Okay. Now this is a person name. So under person name, so we can create a method. The method can be a get method. Okay. Now get method, then we go to the Lambda function. Okay, we have different ways. So we just use the Lambda function. The Lambda function, here I say hello function here. Then save. When you are about to give the permission, then you say okay. This is get. So the input is a name from the URL. So how to transfer this parameter to the backend with the method get, and the name is URL. So then we go to the, this is very important, we go to the integration request. In the integration request, let's move down, others we don't have to change. We go to the mapping template. Okay, go to this one. Here there are 3 choices. Never I pass to the backend. The first one is when no template matches the request, then content type header. It means that it will transfer from the front end to the backend directly. And this one, when there's no template, I will customize this one. By default is the first one. So that is, if you send anything, any payload from the UI, from the REST API, the endpoint entry point, it will go to the Lambda function directly, but the payload is different, right? Our payload is different. Then go to the content type. Then we select the second one. We add mapping template. Okay, let's say this one. Add mapping template. So by default, it's application JSON. Then select this one. Now, there's a general template. You can use the method request pass through. That's the default one. Let's copy this part. This is very important. I will use it. Okay. Now, let's go ahead. Yeah. It provides two things. One is $input.params. That's from the input params. And the second is body JSON. If this is a payload, okay. So I have to use this one and this one in our next building. Okay, now let's cancel it. Let's come back and add mapping template. Okay, and then I don't need this one. Let's repeat this one. Add. Okay, let's go to this one and then go to this one. Okay, yeah, this add mapping template. So then this one I have to use my own template. So this is I use the JSON format. So this is operator is get. Right. This operator is get. Then the name. So I need to copy from this one. I still use this. And the inside, I add a single name, single quote name. So that's it. I will save. So it is saved. Let's come back. Let's go to method execution. Let's check it again to make sure it is saved. It is saved, okay. Then let's run the test. Go to the test. The name, let's say, is Alice. We already have Alice in that one, and then make a test. So that successful true. So person list is name and age is here. It means this one is working. The important part is let's go back to this picture. We have text here, we have method request, we have integration request. The integration request is the way to build your own customized input to the Lambda function. Okay, so this is get. Now on this way, on top level, I don't need to have I can use this level to run a post and all. Okay, then okay, let's go to this level. Then create a method as here. So it's also a get method. So for this get method, I get all of the person. Okay, get all of the person. So I still use the same Lambda function, hello function. Save. Okay. And then still use integration request. Let's move down. Go to the mapping template. So here, second one, I add mapping template. Go to the application JSON. So this one is simple. I just add, let's say is operator, which is O. Then that's the one. This is a fixed value. This is a fixed value. Then we save it. Okay. Now let's go to the method execution. Let's test it. Test. So I don't input any parameters for this one. I just test it. So the successful is true. Can say the three names is here. This is response body. Now still on the person, I can add a post request. Let's say add create a method, which is post. Post. In the post, I use the function is hello function. Let's save. Okay. Now go back to this one and go to integration request. Now this is a different template. Let's move the mapping template here. Click this one, and then add mapping template. So it's application context, application JSON. Now in this way, the operator is post. Okay. And then we need to input a person, right? Input a person. And this person, because this is payload from the input, so let's go here, input person. Let's just copy this is the input payload. This is something like our step function to pass the parameters. We use dollar to represent the root path of the input. If you want to go to the details, you can dollar dot something. Right? If you want some subfield of the input, you can use dollar dot. So now I just use dollar the whole input, and then I save. Now let's make a test. Okay. Let's use the integration test. Oh, sorry. Let's use this test. This test then this is header and this is the request body, right? So I just give a name. Name is, let's say age is 35. Now next I test it. Successful is true, right? Successful is true. So this one is already saved. Now next, in the person I can use put. Now I don't want to put and the post is the same, so I use the same payload. Now under the name I have another one I can have delete. Okay? And let's say here I add a method, create a method called delete. If you want to add the put, then you can add put. Then this is delete. I also use the hello function. So simply saying this Lambda function can be different. So for each method, you can have different functions to do that. I just want to use this example to show how to pass parameters from the front end to the back end. Let's save. Now, next is also the integration. This way, I use the mapping template. And then this one, add mapping template. So application JSON. And this one, let's add an operator. This is delete. And then the name. I can say the name is from the input. I still use this one. Parent is name. Okay. Then I make save. Now let's do the method execution. Test. The name I say Alice will be deleted. Okay, let's test it. So it's successful. Okay, that's all good. Now this is almost done. Then finally, there's action. Go to this part. It's deploy API. So this is only on AWS. Finally, I have to deploy the whole procedure using the deploy API. There's a stage. So currently, I use the dev stage. Right? That's a new stage. You can do it as a dev, and finally, if everything's done, you can go to the stage or go to the production. So stage name, usually we have dev, QA, stage, or production. Stage is development. Okay. State description and deployment description. So let's deploy. Now this is the link. Okay, this is the link. And if you go to the link and go to the person, right, the get request. So you can see it's already there. So I already deleted Alice, right? Remember, I already deleted Alice. So using this one, I can build my SOAP, right? Let's go to SOAP UI. Let's open the SOAP UI. Okay. Now let's create a new SOAP UI. So it's this one. Okay. Now let me give a name. I just rename it as AWS Person Services. It's all about person. Okay. Now here, the first one is read. So this is get method with person. So here I give a name, rename it as get all. Then here I have to rename it get all, get all person. This is request one. Okay. Now let's run it. See, that's all of them. Then we have James and Bob. So let's do it the second one. Let's clone resource. Then get by name. Okay, then this method will name get by name. Okay. Now in this one, so the person I will have a name here. The default name I say Bob. Okay. And then I will run it. So it will get successful. The person is Bob. Now next, I also need to clone the resource. Is a save person. Okay. The save person. Let's get all. Let's change this name to save. In the request one. So then I change to the post request. So I will give a name. Say Frank, and let's say age 39. Let's run it. So it's successful. Then after we do that, we can verify get all. Get all. We'll have Frank here. That's good. Now next, let's delete the person. New resource. I'm sorry. Let me clone resource. Delete person. Okay. Now this is rename as delete. Okay. This one I use the same URI. I just use delete. Delete with a name. So I just delete Bob. Okay. Now let's run it. So it's successful. It will be deleted. So let's go get all. It will be deleted. There's only James and Frank. And if we go to the second one, get by name with Bob, so you can see the error message, false, no record found. So it's all good, right? So this is API gateway. In this procedure, we don't have a server at all. This is called a serverless application. So this one I will save my project. Okay, I will save later. Okay, and I will keep here. Now let's come back. This is serverless application. This is another big usage of Lambda function as a backend of the serverless application. And from here, from API gateway, so you have dev. You can deploy in different situations. So if dev is working, you can deploy to QA, to stage, and finally to production. And AWS will finally create a URL for you, and this is HTTPS. Okay. So this is very, very useful, and I believe it could become a trend in the future industry. So more and more REST API will conduct to the serverless application instead of the traditional the like ECS, EC2, right? Those 24 hours, right? So you just put here, it will save money. It will save money. So up to now, I introduced most of knowledge in AWS. And some other knowledges I will go to special sessions. I think for those things, it's pretty enough for you to interview, so to gather your hands-on experience for different topics in AWS. And next training part, I will not write code during the class. Okay, you know, all the previous class I write code during the class, and I will help you to debug. I can give you some experience of how to debug the code and lots of things. And in the special topic, I will build the code before the class starts, and just I will go through the code and explain the key point of each situation. Okay, that's all for the training. Thank you.